there still the score XP? I can't remember which one it was. Is there still that bonus for having separate unit types?
I think I heard it was removed, and fucking thank God, or thank CA, I guess, since they're removing it.
Right? Like
it. Anyway, whatever the case is, whether the bonus is or isn't anymore in the game, it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I agree. I was wondering if it was still in the game because that I did not like that.
I mean, I made an entire thread about why it shouldn't be there, because it most of the time rewards you for doing the bad thing. I was like, hey, player, would you like 30% bonus as a compensation for you being weaker?
Yeah, because you can't do your role at that point.
Yeah, if you're weaker, you're hurting your entire team. You're essentially incentivizing players to hurt their entire team. That does the right thing, and the guy who does the right thing and takes 3 of the same units, he's being punished for having a shit member of his team. And he just he's leeching off. The bad player is leeching off the good player, and developers are incentivizing that.
The only example I can think of where it is viable to run that idea is when you have 2 ranged and 1 melee because you don't trust your teammates to protect you, but at that point you're not even playing a team game anymore.
Yeah, but there being an exception from the rule doesn't justify the rule being in there in the first place.
That's what I'm saying. Even the exception actually, supports the rule because it disincentivizes team play. At that point, you're playing alone.
Yeah, I mean, if you take it, right, 2 ranged units plus 1 melee unit to protect themselves, you're already getting the benefit of that, right? You're protecting yourself. You're able to protect yourself. You've already got the benefit. You don't need another 30% of a unit XP on top of that to compensate for it. I mean, you don't compensate for anything. You're already getting the benefit. Right, and then if you actually compensate, well, you're weaker because you're a dumbass who took, fucking, I don't know, javelins or cavalry with Germanicus, right, together with his melee infantry just to get the 30%. But cavalry and Germanicus, is unable to use any of the 3 of his abilities, so it is, well, close to useless, or nowhere near as useful as it would be on Scipio or even Sulla, who can still use 2 out of 3 of his abilities. But 30% bonus, that's why I took it, and I can use cavalry. Yeah, but my argument towards that is, if you have 2 players, right? Let's take Germanicus and Scipio as an example. So you want in your team 3 heavy melee infantry and 3 melee cavalry. So the best idea to take is, 3 heavy infantry with Germanicus and 3 cavalry with Scipio. That way all 6 units can use their abilities. But if you switch it around and you take 2 melee infantry with Germanicus and 1 cavalry, and then 2 cavalry with Scipio and 1 infantry, the infantry under Scipio is not going to be as effective. It can still use all 3 abilities, but Scipio is just not good at infantry.
Makes my eyes rain.
Yeah. And Germanicus, well, he doesn't get any abilities on cavalry, so the cavalry is way, way weaker than it was under Scipio. So you have the same commanders, the same units, but instead of having all 6 units at maximum power, you have only 4 out of 6 units at maximum power. But hey, the players are incentivized to do that because they get 30% more.
Well, I think that they also, like what we said earlier, kind of solves that problem, right? When you incentivize your melee player to actually help your ranged player with what we already stated, that guy's not going to need to take that, spear unit or whatever to guard his archers, right? I mean,
maybe that too.
You can literally fix that. I mean, obviously keep that fucking XP buff out, please God. But you can fix that just by implementing what we already talked about, and then that player is going to be like, "Yep, I'm going to guard that dude. He's my boy."